Good morning, everybody, and welcome to my winter wonderland. Today, we're going to be having a guest coach on. Her name is Julie Leask, and she owns Garden to Glass Juicery. And this whole week, I'm doing an experiment in juicing. So I'm going to have Julie come on now, adding her. So let's just give it a minute. And I'm so excited to be talking to her about how after the holidays, we can get back on track. And one of my favorite ways to get back on track. Yeah. Hey, Julie.
Good
nice
morning.
To see you. You look great.
Thank you. How do you feel after your first morning?
Well, after my first morning, for everybody who doesn't know what I did, I'm doing juicing. I'm going to do 2 juices a day and for the week. And yesterday was my first day. And I had a great cleanse from all of the Thanksgiving goodies that I'd been eating, which is awesome. Because over the holidays, I had fried turkey and I had stuffing, and I've still been eating all of that stuff, plus all of the pumpkin pie and Cool Whip and, all that jazz.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been doing my juicing today. And this morning I had a really nice cleanse, and I feel a lot lighter, and I'm excited to see about how I feel at the end of the week. So let me tell you, Julie, what today's topic is, which is about procrastination and how everybody procrastinates on fulfilling their dreams, whether it be, starting a business around healthy eating and bringing life back into your life, or for me, like a healing practice and helping women really move forward. It's so easy for women to procrastinate on the things that matter the most to them. And so what I decided to do, everybody, is work with Julie, and Julie's created me some great recipes for the week to get me back on track. Because when we get pulled apart by all the people in our life, by all the demands, by the expectations, by our own good girl personality, and it's important to break the cycle and do something different that nourishes you, so that you can get back to filling up your dreams and moving in that direction. So what are some ways that, Julie, you get back on track when you're feeling a little bit low or sluggish, or like you are the last on the list and your priorities that are last?
Sure.
What do you do?
Sure, and that happens often to most people, especially if you're running a business or you're a parent or you're taking care of other people for any reason at all. Life gets very demanding, and there are a lot of distractions. So it's nice to be able to come back to center, which I have spoken about before. And for me, after having some of the craziness of the holiday, the busyness of it all, the food, the sugar, it's nice to have just that nourishing, deep, rich enzyme-filled juice to get back on track. It immediately starts to make your stomach feel better. Your thinking comes into play, where you just feel a little bit more focused. So that's what I do, and it does wonders for me. So, and most of my customers as well. That's why they keep coming back. So for you, I had put together right there. Yes, I think you're having the carrot, apple, lemon, ginger immunity booster, which is extremely nourishing. All of the ingredients that are in that juice help to nourish, awaken the senses, speed up metabolism, speed up immunity, boost immunity. So the lemon, as we've spoken about before, is a brightening agent. So it helps to kickstart, and you had mentioned about procrastination. It definitely combats the procrastination and makes you feel awake in the morning and ready to go and kind of get your mind focused on the task at hand. So,
that's what happens, is we get really distracted by how we feel. We get distracted by all the things we need to do and how heavy we are. And a lot of times, even if we have time, we don't have the energy or the desire, or we're starting to feel sick, or even when we carve out that precious me time, we end up just wasting it and procrastinating it because we don't feel good. And that's why I wanted to do this juicing this week, is to, really kickstart things back into motion. And because when you feel good, that's when you're able to get things done. When you don't feel like you're not only battling, politics and people and the holidays, but you're also battling you, when it's your own body that's,
Sure.
betraying you. It's really hard to get past those bumps.
Yes, yes. The walls that exist around you, you just want to be able to break through with a little bit of clarity. You have to have some go-to tricks up your sleeve to be able to kickstart that creativity and the focus. Those are the ingredients that I put in juice, and they do all of those things to help combat, and so that you can start, you know, writing things down. Immediately you start to feel a surge of life really coming through with the live enzymes nourishing your body. You're able to think right and function the way we're at full capacity, at the way that we're supposed to. So that's
One
why
of
I
the
put
things I
some of
love.
the
Oh, go ahead.
that's why I
No,
put
go ahead.
the little bit of added turmeric in your carrot drink. It helps. It's a mood elevator. It helps with aches and pains, and it definitely kicks in with the other ingredients to create some synergy for focus, and so works like a charm.
Well, and it absolutely does. It's fun to, all I did this morning was go to my refrigerator and grab it out and then stick it on my nightstand. Usually I keep water on my nightstand, but this one I'm like, okay, so at 5:30 in the morning, I'm drinking my juice. And it was really nice to know that I was going to have this kickstart for the day.
Yep.
Now, one of the fun things I like about juice is that, from the traditions I learned from, everything has its own personality. Everything has its own spirit to it. And so it's fun because, we've talked before about how, in my little mason jar, I've got a whole tribe, of fruits and vegetables that have their own personality to them. So it's almost like, I'm bringing in all of these resources, not just vitamins and minerals and enzymes, but I'm bringing life into me. And that's so exciting because I believe so strongly we cannot do things by ourselves. We have to have a whole tribe around us, and including a tribe of really cool fruits and vegetables, which is a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so tonight I'm going to be drinking a green drink. So, what's in this?
So that is a green goddess. So it has uh, kale, spinach, celery, parsley, cucumber, ginger, apple, and lemon. And
Neat.
talk about, a synergistic combination of detoxification, hydration, nourishment, um, metabolism, clarity, all of those things in one juice. And one of the things about juice is that you want to be able to sip them slowly. So it comes in a 16-ounce jar, but it's wonderful if you can monitor your juice intake to even doing just 4 ounces at a time to give your body that proper time to be able to absorb the nutrient content at a slow pace. So that's the best way, is just sip your juice and take it in slowly so that you get the full potential of the juice. And each one, when they do a juice cleanse, each juice should be stretched out over the course of 2 hours. That's why I'd say do a juice every 2 hours, so you can just sip it slowly and really take in all that nourishment.
Well, it's
Works
nice
best.
because it's kind of like a snack because, a lot of people, what happens is we get focused on what we're doing, we're trying to get things done, and then we end up eating all of this sugar and salt and fat that ends up making us feel worse. But it's nice, kind of having these really super colorful, knowing I've got, this tribe of vegetables, and using that as the snack. When I was in college and I wanted to lose weight, what I did is, I kept water nearby. And every time I wanted to eat something, you know, outside of my meals, I would drink the water. And this is a lot like that, where I can just turn to the juice and I take the sip of juice. I get the really rich flavor. I get, I'm doing something with my hands. I've got nourishment coming in, and
Yeah.
it's able to keep me back on track instead of doing, the M&Ms in a bowl, or the donuts or whatever.
Hmm. Well, yes, and that's why we have juice to go, so people can order whatever juice works best for them, have it in the fridge, and be able to go about functioning in your day. I know that if you wake up in the morning and you're feeling a little bit sluggish or tired, um, it's great to just open up a juice, get your body nourished, your mind nourished, your emotions in place and nourished, and you're just able to set about your day. You start moving from one thing to the next and having more focus instead of the start and stop, from feeling like disconnected with yourself and your what you're wanting to put out into the world. So when I was starting my business, I mean, for years I've used juice as a tool and as a way to just stay nourished. And if you're in any kind of sports, I would use juice to have that cutting edge of, of just a little bit more of stamina, a little bit more clear intent, more muscle capacity, whatever I was needing at that time. I've always used it as a tool. And in starting my business or being a parent, having a lot of things on my plate all the time, being able to reach that place of ability and creativity and having those breakthroughs. I use juice as a mode to get focused in the morning and start writing out my plan of what I want to put out into the world. And when I was starting this business, um, I thought about all the ways that I was using juice for myself and how I would best be able to deliver that for other people. And that was the entire uh, root system of why I created this. People wanted to be able to have juice made for them, and so it just sort of snowballed into a full business. And then there were the hurdles of all the things that go along with that, all the insurance. How do you get it to the customer? How do you become licensed? How do, all of those tasks at hand? How do you handle taxes? How do you run your paperwork? Where do you order supplies? All those things, just one thing at a time, was able to just keep moving forward, keep chipping away at it. And that took a lot of motivation, a lot of focus, a lot of positive thinking. And I used good food as an opportunity to reach those goals.
When I used to teach outdoor environmental education at George Williams College up on Lake Geneva, near Lake Geneva. And it was so easy for us because we were outside all day and working and walking up and down this hill to get really dehydrated. But I wouldn't know I was dehydrated. I would just know that I would get a headache. And so, one of the best pieces of advice I ever got from someone else who was in the outdoor education field was, when you have a headache, the first thing you should do is drink, a few glasses of water before you take the Advil or the Tylenol. And this is kind of like the same thing. What happens is we get to these blocks, let's say in the morning where we just can't get going, or in the afternoon when we take this crash. And we tend to go with what everybody tells us we should do. Oh, I'll have a Monster Energy drink. I'll have a cup of coffee to get started. I'll have all these things, and they just cover up how we feel. And then we end up getting more run down. We get crankier. We get more tired. It's harder to wake up in the morning. Our digestion gets off. Whereas, when we address the real need, which is the nourishment and the life and the hydration, when we address that by using something that's really good for us, that tastes good and fulfills us in a lot of ways, including that intent, like you were talking about. Okay, I'm going to drink, lemon because it's going to get me back focused and give me that clarity. It's just like rituals in any sort of spiritual practice. Drinking the juice is a ritual that also gives you all of the nourishment that you need. And that's really cool because it's a cycle that gets you spiraling up instead of that keeps sucking your soul out of
Mm-hmm.
you, and making you feel empty.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Being able to have food as your to give you the proper nourishment so that you're able to um, be healthy. That's really what it is. You're taking in life force, and you have you are what you eat or drink, if that's what we want to do with juice. And having a clean system and healthy and hydrated and all the things that you need to have proper nourishment to achieve your goals. So it's
Well, I'm finding this is the easiest way. I mean, all I have to do is go to my fridge and drink a juice. It's really cool.
yeah, well, if we're talking about being a health coach, or we're talking about women or people starting businesses, in a sense, it's being an athlete. You want to have the cutting edge. You have to be able to be better than the daily norm of just functioning in your routine. You're trying to break out and get to this extra energy, this extra ability to achieve those things that are outside of the realm of daily activities. You want to have that breakthrough, and so an athlete will train for that. They will take in a lot of nourishment and create that endurance and stamina for themselves to be the best athlete that they can. And in a sense, starting a business is the same way. You have to train. You have to have extra things put in place to achieve those goals and to be able to get through that. And you're running a race, and it's your own. So you don't have somebody else around necessarily to just copy. You have to run your own race. And so that takes a lot of focus and centering and your own guidance, and nourishment. Good food and nutrition is the base of all of that, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I've always heard to be successful, like in life or business, you have to be willing to do the things that everybody else isn't willing to
That's
do.
right. It's
And
difficult.
and part yeah, and it's difficult. And so, part of the things that people don't do is they don't make sure that they get as much resources, as much nourishment and life coming in, that they can have it going out. Instead, what the world tells us is, well, if you can't achieve your goals, well, it's just because you don't love yourself enough, or you're a loser, or you're always going to fail. What they don't tell you is, no, you haven't been nourishing yourself enough. You just haven't been getting the tools and the resources that you need that will take you to the level that you want to be at.
Yeah. And also without having to create even more busyness. There's a difference between busyness and achieving. There should, being nourished and healthy, there's a sense of balance and groundedness that comes with that. And so it's more easy, it's easier to accomplish what you're looking to do without the stress and the disconnection to starting and stopping, being able to just have
Mm-hmm.
that follow through.
Mm-hmm. The nice thing is, when we do things like this, when we get the right nourishment, we're more resilient to everything around us. Things don't bother us as much. We're able to go with the flow. We're not as reactionary or irritable or angry or frustrated. We're able to respond to the world in a really healthy way because we're in a good space. People don't connect physical health and mental health and emotional health very often, but physical health is really a foundation to to being able to handle life, from a to get the whirling thoughts slowed down in your head, or to stop overreacting to someone looking at you funny, you know
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's a full circle, right? That's physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, all of those things, that healthy wheel, for sure.
hmm Well, this is exciting. I'm looking forward to Saturday, which will be the day after the last day of my cleanse, to see what big rocks I've been able to go through, and what neat things I've been able to achieve, even in the span of a week, just by making sure that I get what I need to be that person. It's
Yeah,
very cool.
yeah.
Thank you,
You're
Julie. Thank
welcome.
you
You're
so
welcome.
so
Thank you so
much for
much for
doing
having me
this
on.
for
Sure.
me. I'm excited. Okay, cool. I'll see you later,
All
Julie.
right. Thank you so much.
Okay,
See ya.
bye.
Bye.
So that was Julie. Julie is my juice expert. And so she's bringing me this nutrition, and she's bringing me this nourishment, my two juices, one in the morning when I wake up and one around 5 o'clock. And it's not that I'm not eating anything else, but what we tend to do is we catch as catch can. We eat what's in the car, we eat what's quick, we eat what's processed, and we don't get the life and the nourishment that will take me to that whole nother level. And because I'm excited for this new year, and I know that the physicality, the getting this stuff sorted out, is the most important thing, because you can only achieve so much by yourself. You can only do so much. Waking up every day and doing the same thing that you've always done. And so the way to stop procrastinating is to break the cycle. And even if it's just a week, even if it's just a day, what it does is hey, Allison, what it does is it breaks the pain cycle. It breaks the cycle of all of our patterns and habits that keep us stuck. It gets us to take action. If something that's, costs $8 or $9, that will get us to take action, to market, or to do a live stream like Julie has, or to put ourselves out there, or to work through the sluggishness and the tiredness and the foggy brain and the achy hip. Something like this, like doing the nourishment of my cool juices, that I'll be doing all week. That's what we need to get to the next level. So very cool. Thanks for joining us today. And if you need some help getting through stuff, that's what I do. I'm a coach that helps especially women entrepreneurs and healers, empaths, things like that, take action on the things that are most important to them, that move them in the direction that they want to go. Because it's about your dreams, and it's about not procrastinating. And when you are the highest version of yourself, that's really what the world needs. That's what people are waiting for. Not for you to be the same version you've always been, but to be like that upgraded, highest version of you. And that's what we're looking to do. So if you feel stuck or you feel lost, give me a call, send me a PM, and we'll do a clarity call and see if I can help. Because the world really needs all of us to be at our best. And the way to do it is to bring in friends and family and resources and tribes in order to help us get there, because you cannot do it alone, okay? So here's your homework for today. I want you to make one really healthy physical choice, something that makes you feel good. It could be fiber, it could be an extra glass of water, it could be going to get a really good, high quality juice, that nourishes you. It could be making sure that you eat on time and you don't skip a meal. I want you to do one physical thing for yourself that will take you to that another level of beingness, because you really cannot do this alone, okay? So I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you did. I want to hear what things you've been having fun with, because we're all here with our wisdom and our experience to share with one another, all right? So like, love, share, comment on other people's comments, and be a part of this great tribe, because the world is going to crumble into a fiery ball of flame if we don't all step up. And not just for ourselves, but for all of the people that we love too. We need to leave the world in a better place than when we found it. And the only way we're going to do that is by doing better. And the way that we do better is not by ourselves anymore. It's by doing it with other people and getting the resources and tools that you need so that you can. Okay? Hey, Lindsay, nice to see you. So I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll give you an update tomorrow morning on how my juicing is going. Very cool, 2 a day. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right?